Dr. Gopalan, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Velodyne is the first public pure-play Lidar company and is known globally for its breakthrough technologies. First, for those in our audience who may not be familiar with Lidar, let's start with an overview of the technology and what makes your solutions unique.
On the face of it, Lidar is a very simple technology. It simply bounces pulses of light off the three-dimensional environment and creates this rich view of the world. The uniqueness of the technology that Velodyne founder David Hall brought to the table was the ability to do this in real time. So now you have the ability for machines to create this rich view of the world in real time in 3 dimensions as they navigate through it. And in that, Velodyne is the first mover and the market leader in bringing this technology to the world.
Looking at the big picture, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in Velodyne today?
We are part of a big secular mega trend, which is really the autonomy of everything. We live in a world where machines of all sorts are trying to move autonomously through it. And at Velodyne, we provide the eyes for these machines to perceive the world. And effectively, as having been the first mover, the market leader for over a decade, with the broadest product portfolio in the marketplace, with a virtual who's who list of customers, and most importantly, the ability to deliver this technology at scale with mass manufacturing capability, we are uniquely positioned to be able to serve the needs of this autonomous revolution.
Dr. Gopalan, how big is the market opportunity?
Yeah, the incredible thing that we see today is that we have been at this for over a decade, working with a lot of these customers, understanding their applications for LiDAR. And today, not just one customer, but across many different applications, we are seeing customers wanting to scale their applications for LiDAR and put in place multi-year agreements. In our own sales pipeline, we are tracking over 175 such projects and seeing huge momentum in converting these into multi-year agreements. And all put together, we are seeing about a $7 billion market opportunity in just our sales pipeline. And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Talk to us about your business model. How does Velodyne make money?
As I was saying, we are often sitting across the table from our big OEM and tech company customers for over a decade, really understanding what the needs are for their applications and developing a broad portfolio of hardware and software products that meet the perception needs for these autonomous systems. In addition to that, we have a deep and rich IP portfolio that we have been able to license to some of our partners, allowing them to deliver these solutions at scale. And last but not the least, the mass manufacturing capability to be able to manufacture these LiDARs at scale at precisely the right price point for these applications and deliver them across the world. So that's how we make money.
Dr. Gopalan, you recently announced a 3-year deal with Baidu, who has been a strategic investor in your company since 2016. What can you tell us about this deal?
Velodyne and Baidu have had this long and deep strategic relationship and the shared vision of safer mobility and autonomy for all. As part of the sales agreement, Baidu will be receiving the Alpha Prime product, which, as you know, is a culmination of several years of development, creating a LiDAR that's explicitly meant for high-speed highway autonomy. And as part of this agreement, Baidu will be receiving these sensors from Velodyne, allowing them to leverage it as part of their Apollo program. Now, the Alpha Prime is simply the best-in-class LiDAR for this category.
Dr. Gopalan, what other milestones can investors expect over the next year, year and a half?
Yeah, you can expect to see more product announcements, more sales agreements like this, and continued momentum in converting all these projects in our pipelines into many more signed or awarded multi-year agreements. And last but certainly not the least, you can see many more applications come online using Velodyne Lidar to make our communities safer and more productive in the coming years.
To recap, Dr. Gopalan, what is the main takeaway for investors? Why should they own your stock today?
Today, we live in a world of autonomy. Velodyne provides the eyes of these autonomous machines of all sorts to perceive the world. In that, we are the first mover, the market leader, and the only at-scale player capable of delivering these technologies at scale today. And that's what sets us apart.
Sounds like an interesting story. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.